It is Thursday. It's the rundown. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. Baseball is over. Carrabis is going to crawl back into his hole. It's like a cicada. He just goes back into hiding for the next.
Tommy Lasorda, that shit.
Yeah, just kill yourself. But that means there's plenty of football, basketball, hockey. You want to go to concerts. You want to go to stand-up comedians. You want to go to the theater, any live event. SeatGeek has tickets for you. They take all the tickets being sold on the secondary market. They put it into their free app in an easy-to-read chart. You know exactly how much is being charged. You know whether you're getting a good deal, whether you're getting a bad deal, and full transparency across the board for every single ticket price. Also, every ticket is guaranteed, so you're not going to be the chump standing outside the stadium with a fake ticket who can't get in. So you're going to get guaranteed tickets at the best price possible, because when you use the code RUNDOWN, you get $10 off your first ticket order. So download the free SeatGeek app, go to settings, add a promo code RUNDOWN, $10 off your first ticket purchase. We got a rundown crasher.
So I asked John this question last night, and he got it wrong while he was watching the World Series, so I'm going to ask both of you. Who is the sponsor of the World Series?
Fucking a car company, Ford or something.
MasterCard?
They're both wrong. It was YouTube TV. That's why you advertise on Barstool. You can watch. They were both watching the World Series. Now that's three people who I know were watching the World Series last night who were wrong. I'm out.
I don't think anybody in the world would have known.
I guess
YouTube
my
TV.
guess was T-Mobile.
I would have guessed. Yeah, we did like a thing on Starting 9 because like the ad behind.
It's
home
right
plate,
there, and
yeah,
no one thinks about it.
Yeah, it looks like you can click the
I don't
screen.
even know.
And play
I
a YouTube
can't even
video.
see it as you guys tell me about it. And that probably costs what, like $1 bazillion?
Yeah.
That's why I did it, because someone told me they sold that, and I said I bet no one would remember it the day after. Who was, and that's
The
why.
day during,
The
7 straight games of
actually,
Lou's like
me
just
and
looking at me,
John
like in the middle of
were
the games, like look at me,
watching
who's the
it.
sponsor?
We were literally
I was like, I
watching
don't
it, and he was like, I don't know.
I'm looking at the ad, and I can't tell you who sponsored this thing. It's unbelievable how bad.
That's why you should advertise in the rundown, because everyone knows SeatGeek's the sponsor.
It's so true.
Mattresses.
Like
Yeah.
fucking I mean, it's crazy. The
Moving
advertising
watches.
world is so dumb and backwards, and we're making like a fraction of what we should be making because we're the only people in the world who actually move products and move services.
It's crazy.
little self-serving pat on the back
Yeah,
there.
for real. I mean, imagine if it was just Game 7 of the World Series brought to you by fucking Jared Carrabis. That would be more valuable. He would actually do more for them. Unreal. Okay, let's get into it. Game 7. Astros are World Series champions.
It was a dud.
It was
a stinker.
You know what? I'm going to say this. It was a stinker, but it wasn't like they were threatening every single inning. It's just that the Dodgers couldn't push
like, it
anybody
wasn't
across.
even-
But like if you were a Astros fan, or if you were a fan of those teams, that game was not boring.
Well, yeah,
Like,
my
you were on the
gauge
edge of
was
your
watching
seat, palms
text.
sweaty. Like there was 8 stranded runners in the first like 2 innings.
I think palm sweaty is a little much because it was close but never felt close.
Well, I kept saying to myself, between the Astros
close,
bullpen
but they
and how
were
much the
trying to go.
Dodgers are continuing to threaten, they're going to put a couple across, and it's going to be 5-2, 5-3, and we're going to have a game. And it just didn't happen.
And the precedent
they just couldn't
that
get
they
that big
set
hit.
all series long, and
Right,
it's like
no lead is safe.
wait until the fucking 9th inning and shit can just go nuts, and then next thing you know, you're playing 11, 12 innings. But it just
But
never
you know what
happened.
was Chucky Morton just came in and fucking
Shut the
tossed
door.
it.
Dude, what was that all about?
I mean, the guy is a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like,
Yeah.
he was a bum, and then after Game 7 in the...
How about his post-game interview, too? Like, what a fucking lightning rod he is.
What did he say? I didn't even say...
Nothing.
We held down a really tough lineup, and I don't know, it hasn't really sunk in, but
He was like that.
Like,
I think
dude,
he was
it was
more
like-
just like stunned though. Like he was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I did this either.
Right, he's like, I stink, guys. I'm not good. I don't know what's
He
going on.
never even
here."
raised his voice. And then did you see like the picture of like the whole team jumping on him?
Yeah.
He
was just
looked,
like,
he looked miserable.
Yeah.
It was like David Price. Like
he
when
was-
David Price got the water sprayed on him, everyone's like, trade him! Gotta get him out of town! Like Chuck Morton, bum.
He was unbelievable. I guess let's get into... We'll talk about Correa in a second. Idiot. The big debate. Kershaw, should he have started? I mean, obviously he should have. Hindsight, you threw up 4 fucking shutout innings. If that was inning 1 through 4 instead of 2 through 6 or whatever it was, this game is entirely different. But nobody out there is saying throw anybody on fucking, was it 2 days rest? Was it 2 days?
Game 5, yeah. So that would have been what, 3?
Oh, if it's 3 days rest, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I think you can say 3
But
days
he
rest. I thought it
actually
was 2
got
first.
up to start throwing in Game 6. Like he was ready to come out of the bullpen in Game 6. So he would have thrown on 2 days rest. But there was no one before the game being like, Kershaw needs to go tonight. Like,
Yeah.
why are you going with Darvish? And then after you see him
know
like
why?
have like the stinker.
It's Kershaw's a bum.
The problem was leaving him in. Like Darvish was just throwing meatballs.
Yeah,
you
that-
had
yeah.
to see
Not only that,
it
am I
wasn't like
crazy?
Darvish should have started, but you should have realized pretty fucking
hook.
quickly
Yeah.
he had to get the hook.
Was there
guy's
even
Did you
like
see
a
the
mound
videos
visit?
too?
Did he run out at all? I feel like he didn't even do anything until that 2-run home run.
Yeah,
It was
no,
too late.
he left him out there to dry, and yeah, like I completely agree. Like he was the guy that should have started that game because, he had that stinker in Game 3, but he was good in Game
And he
3
bounced
of the
back.
division series, good in Game 3 of the championship series. So, like I didn't expect him to go out there and suck again. Like it just, especially at home. Like the difference was, pitching in Houston, crowd's fucking out of control, but coming back to LA, it's like he'll just go back to what he was.
I think as soon as you give up a couple, though. Yeah.
You in Game 7, you have to have a quick
Have
hook.
to,
And
yeah.
he was from like the first batter. You were like, he's
doesn't
giving
have
up
it.
piss missiles.
And
Like, get
if,
him the fuck out of there.
If your mindset is that like, they would have lost anyway, it's like no, because it's a completely different game. If it's like 5-0, it's like now you're pressing, especially because they got like those young
you
kids
change
like
your
Bellinger.
approach. They change how they're pitching. They
Yeah.
change how they play defense. Like everything changes when you build a quick lead like that. So
Have you seen the videos of how clearly he was tipping his pitches?
I saw A-Rod talking about that. I didn't see the proof of
They're
it.
like zooms in, like he's like totally shaking his glove, looking for like
Every
a
time
slider.
he's- yeah,
and
yeah,
then when
yeah.
he's throwing his fastball, he just gets in and he's ready to go. And they were just like, that's how Gurriel
He just-
got
that-
to
if I
like
was a Dodgers
13 pitches at bat, which was ridiculous.
He just knew what was coming every time.
When Gurriel got up there and tipped his cap, like sorry for being a racist.
That's
that
wild.
was, and he gave
Wild
the
move.
My
cockiest
bad.
cap tip too, just like.
He's like, they're making me
His
do
hair's
this.
all over
I
the
was
place.
told to do this. Look at my cool hair.
I don't even get it though. Like what? Like you tip your cap to say thank you. It's like thank you for.
You know
like,
what he
acknowledging
should have
it.
done? He should have
Well,
bowed.
he did.
That would've been real good.
He did the head down, which is the solemn one.
Right.
The head up is the top. Head down, solemn. That was curved this
My
week,
bad.
I think.
My bad,
But
man.
it was still like he had like a smirk, like this is fucking bullshit. I still call you a c word behind your back, right?
And you stink, bud. We're about to beat you. We're about to win the World Series.
Right.
What other storylines? I think that George Springer, when you look at his numbers, is probably the most like unspoken about dominant World Series MVP. I was during like when it was clear they were going to win, I was like, I wonder who the MVP is. And then when they announced it and I saw his numbers, I was like, oh, it's fucking this guy.
29 total bases, 8 extra base hits, 4 straight games of the home run, and 5 home runs total. Those are all World Series records.
And like we've talked about the World Series all week long on radio and rundown, and I'm sure maybe you talked about him starting 9, but as far as like surface conversations, he never came up.
It's because he stunk. He stunk for like the whole postseason and into the World Series.
Even
Everyone's
game
like,
one, he had what 4 strikeouts game one?
Yeah. I was talking to Chaps, and we were back in like game 2, and he's like, "Oh, this was like before that game like blew up and went crazy in like the 9th inning." And he's like, "Oh, what do they have to do?" And I was like, "Oh, I maybe think about dropping down Springer." And then next thing you know, he fucking
World Series
blows
MVP.
up. Yeah.
Dude, Winged Beavers stand up. The Avon Old Farms athletic department having a decent year with Nick Bonino bringing the cup, and now you got George Springer bringing the fucking World Series home.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not a bad cover. That's
Not
gonna
bad
be.
at all. Yeah.
Matt Barnes too.
The most ridiculous, idiotic, moronic move I've ever seen. Carlos Correa proposing to his girlfriend during his interview with that little gnome, Ken Rosenthal.
Daniela Rodriguez, you make me the happiest man in the world. Will you marry me? Will you marry me?
You can't make fun of Rosenthal for being short because he
acknowledges it.
He acknowledges
It's
it.
like in his
If
Twitter
you
bio.
have no, if you have like a complex about being short and like
Kirkchin?
you stand on your tiptoes in every picture,
Yeah.
then you can make fun of it. But if you're like his Twitter bio is like, yes, I'm really that tall or something like that.
Him
He
and
has,
Kirkchin
like, his-
are like two little gnome buddies, though.
They
I don't
are.
mean it disparagingly. They're just like little gnomes.
But
I like
if
them both.
if you own up to it, you can't like rip on a guy even more. Like
I mean,
if
I'm
he's
just
got like
calling him a gnome.
like by the way, I'm
What's next? We're gonna
5'4"
cry over
Mariah.
cankles and shit too. I thought this was Barstool Sports.
It's true.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, Carlos Correa. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. Carlos Correa is 23. So even if you are a bum loser, you're nuts if you're getting married at 23. He is probably the best shortstop in baseball. He's going to make $300 million. He is a world champion. He'll probably have a couple MVPs under his belt when it's all said and done. His wife is a rocket, former Miss Texas, super hot. We would love to be married to her. We are not Carlos Correa. He's a shortstop, and Derek Jeter just like gave him the blueprint. Like, here's how to do it. And he was just like, nah, I'm going to get married right now.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Not the greatest move. But, like, do you think that if they lost the game that he still would have proposed? Did
That's
he
what
comment
my
about
question is.
Well,
I think that,
where was
like,
even the ring? Like,
he said he
give
wouldn't
it to like
have
some clubhouse attendant and be like, "Yo, hang on to this. If we win, I'm gonna propose." Like,
Well, that's
Where did it
probably
come
less
from?
dangerous than what most people do with the ring. Like, I'm gonna go out to the beach or go out into a dock and do it.
Yeah.
That's more dangerous than having a clubhouse, because you know that clubhouse attendant was just sitting still all game with like in his
holding it.
hand, like
Just sitting, like,
I'm
inside a
not
safe.
Thing
moving.
was
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
It was like the size of a football.
yeah, I
that's
think it was
huge.
big. It was big.
I think it's dumb. I think she's got to be fucking pissed.
Why? She was ecstatic.
Well, she's got to be pissed about when it came. She's like,
Did you hear what I
propose
just
to me, like, in a
described?
week
Who
or
Carlos
so.
Correa is? Do you know what she's now
Dude.
technically at least entitled to half of?
Dude, that's not what I'm talking about at all. Like, this is her. Like, that's her, day.
moment. Yeah.
Like, that's like
well,
a
this is why
fucking-
it's stupid for both of them. It's like this was supposed to be your moment and your team's
Yeah.
moment, and now you got to worry about like I don't know pictures with your fiance.
That would probably
and
be the-
she's like, oh, I dreamed of this day my whole life. My fucking like champagne-soaked fiance.
On the
proposing me.
side note now,
Yeah,
too, is World
yeah.
Like the World
Side
Series
piece.
is still the best moment of his life, of that day.
Right.
Not even of the life, like of
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah.
The day we got engaged.
You
is still
were an
that the best
afterthought.
moment.
Like Carlos Correa walks around being like, oh, and then I also got engaged.
Right.
Right.
It was like the little fucking cherry on top of the sundae when
Right.
she wants to be the sundae.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a bad move all
And then
around.
no
And
engagement
again,
sex immediately after, which is the best sex that you could ever have.
I got blacked out and threw up, so I didn't have sex that night. He was there for it, right? He was there. I threw up outside of the bar. It was at Saloon, classy establishment. And I
where you
did so
proposed?
many shots. No, I didn't propose there, but we did
gonna
like
say,
an
that
after.
would've been
We
fucking
did like an after.
classic.
I was at dinner. I did it back at home, and then I needed like a spot where like all the family and friends could be, and Saloon was my spot at the time. And I did.
You didn't think, like, maybe I'll
so
just
many
take it easy
shots
tonight?
Huh?
You didn't think like maybe I'll just like take it a little easy tonight?
No, I did not. I did not think that. I did the total
I
opposite.
do the same thing.
I mean, same
I
thing
would
with
do
like
the
the
same
wedding
fucking
night. People
thing.
like wedding
Yeah.
sex. I'm like, if you have sex on your wedding night, you're a loser.
On your
No,
You're
I'm
a
the same way. There's
loser.
no fucking shot I'm having sex on my wedding night. Are you kidding me?
Like, no chance. Let me tell you, once you get through the whole process, and it's like you basically hate each other by the end of it. You spend so much money. Families are fighting. You're just like, I'm gonna get blacked out, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll have sex a couple days from now on the honeymoon.
Dude,
but that-
and
I mean, I was literally throwing up outside the bar.
we almost forgot to talk about this, which is kind of perfect. Like Verlander and Upton, just like poor Upton, always the bridesmaid.
So wait, what
Like-
happened with him?
Like it was never really announced. It was kind of like whispers, I think.
Because I've seen
And
them
then
talking about getting married for
they've done
a
it, but
while
like, they
now.
like jokingly did it like 5 times.
Oh, okay.
And
But this
so,
now
like,
it's official.
They were like Boy Who Cried Wolf with engagements. Yeah, so now it's official.
And nobody cares.
Heyman tweeted out like, by the way, like have confirmation they're getting married this weekend in Italy. And then like 5 seconds later, Correa proposed, and no one gave a little bit fuck about them.
Verlander's
Like,
such a
it's
dork.
So fucking sad.
Verlander might be the best athlete to be the biggest dork ever.
You think he's a dork?
Yes. I think he's
a dork.
incredible, but like
Bro.
those pictures of him in his Wranglers and like
that's
he's,
common
he's,
man,
he's like
though.
you.
That's not common man. to take a
Verlander's like
fucking
you.
Shirtless picking Wranglers.
Dresses like a weirdo, acts like a weirdo. He
This is
just
not
happens to
dressing
be
like a
fucking
weird-
like a
I dress
stud.
normal. I don't like dress like fucking Feitelberg. Like I'm not like I'm not
Yeah.
like going for this look here, but I don't think I dress weird.
No, you're an idiot. So that's it for the World Series. Like I said, Jared can go kill himself now. Congrats to Tex. Congrats to Chaps.
Fuck Tex.
Yeah, fuck Tex. Osama Bin Laden. They released his, I guess, like library of videos and hobbies that he did when he was in hiding. He used to knit sweaters and crochet, and his stock of videos was Charlie Bit My Finger.
Yeah.
I think that is like the actual single most viral video of all time.
Ow, Charlie! Ow! Charlie! That really hurt!
Tough look for. Did you see the headline that was like the family's very upset? The dad was like, this sucks. Like, that Osama Bin Laden's out there like watching my kids fucking goof around. I mean, yeah, it's not your fault or anything, but it's,
Dude, like you put your kid on the internet.
guess what? Terrorists are gonna fucking watch
Yeah,
it.
like, people
Actually, you
who-
know what? You probably like inspired terrorists.
Yeah,
They're
like-
probably like, fuck these little kids. This is why we need to fucking.
Bad people watch videos on the internet.
It happens.
You put your kid there.
Right.
But like
Sorry.
just
Kinda-
think
kinda
about,
gotta deal with it.
that- It's not that he sought them out. Like that is the most watched YouTube video of all time. So like think of like Osama Bin Laden trying to navigate through YouTube, being like, how do I do this?
YouTube, sponsor of the World Series.
Dude,
He's in a fucking
wait till
cave.
this guy hears about pedophiles.
Oh boy.
He's really gonna lose his mind.
That's gonna be trouble for him.
I'm glad that you were on today because when I read that story, I was like, if fucking Feitelberg's like browser history ever got like what is on that kid's?
Well, that's kind of what I think too. Here, like, first of all, I actually disagree with that because I talk about everything. So like, there wouldn't be a surprise.
You wouldn't be
Yes.
surprised.
There wouldn't be a surprise. You would know.
Nothing?
You would know. No, there's nothing on there that would surprise you. Maybe like a tranny banging a girl.
I was gonna say the tranny stuff. Yeah, the tranny stuff is where it gets a little like
the tranny
well,
stuff
it's not
gets
surprising,
fuzzy.
but it would be like this.
But, like, I've talked about
no,
that before.
It would be this. It would be like we'd be scrolling and I'd hit the tranny thing and I'd be like, he really did it. he wasn't joking.
Yeah, well, I've definitely watched a tranny fuck a chick before. Like
Absolutely.
100% of the time. Are you
100%.
kidding me?
Not 100% of the
Not
time.
100% of the time. But like, you know, I'm
Yes.
not 100%. Like,
Yes,
I've
yes,
definitely
no doubt.
fucking done that.
100%. And if you're lying, if you're doing otherwise, you've at least dabbled.
Yeah.
You've at least watched.
If you haven't clicked play on a tranny fucking a chick, you are a pussy, dude. Like, you're such a fucking pussy.
So
Go you know what's up.
Yeah.
Take a gander.
Come on, it's like
What's that chick with a dick? What's her game
I was
like?
gonna say it's like it's like you're usually just watching a dude with a dick, and now you kind of got a half a chick. with
Yeah,
a
you
dick.
got an extra set of
Whatever,
tits in
it's
there.
Fine. Really though, seriously.
But seriously.
Like the math checks out.
I mean,
okay?
the only problem with tranny porn is like sometimes they don't really fucking stay that hard.
Okay, all right, all right. Moving on. He probably, I'm sure he watched some of that as well. I don't know what do you got on this dude just like hanging out in his cave and hiding, watching viral videos and knitting sweaters and shit.
Dude, I think the funniest thing is like he had a bunch of porn. I think the CIA said like they're not releasing that. Like the funniest thing is like imagine being like an Al Qaeda guy now and being like that motherfucker used to like yell at us whenever we talked about like naked chicks. Like he used to make my wife wear like a blanket all the time.
He's
he
sitting
used
there
to
like cracking off and watching viral jokes.
I think there was like you weren't even allowed to smoke in Al Qaeda. Like this dude's out there fucking crocheting and coming all over the place.
Wait, was porn on his computer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you think that's like against the rules. It's
Yeah.
like all these
Well,
other
it's
guys have
definitely
to, like,
against the rules.
chop heads off, and he's like watching the Star Wars kid and like.
But he
jerking off
kind of
and
makes
stuff.
the rules though.
Yeah, well, that's why he was a fake ass terrorist. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy. He's dead as
Phony
shit.
ass.
Lion King, the live action movie. Jon Favreau is producing it, directing it. They've set the cast, and it's like bizarrely on point. It's like all of these people are those characters.
Yeah.
It's very strange. First of all, I
It's
thought
a monster cast.
I thought James Earl Jones was dead, so he's not. So shout out to him for being alive. Perfect Mufasa. Donald Glover as Simba. Beyonce as Nala. I thought I would have liked Morgan Freeman as Rafiki. That would have been my
Yes.
choice. It's not him. The other ones that stood out. So it's I don't like Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner as Timon and Pumbaa.
Why?
I don't like them.
You don't like either of them?
I don't like Billy Eichner. I don't really care about Billy Eichner, and Seth Rogen's all right.
I think they're both very funny. I think I co-sign that one too. I don't think there's anyone. I think John Oliver as Zuzu is perfect. I
That's
think,
that one. That's the one I couldn't remember. That is perfect.
yeah. I think they're all very, very, very.
Zazu.
Zazu, sorry. They're like.
Your Guy Fieri would have been a great Pumbaa.
See, I think you need a good like duo
Yeah.
for Timon and Pumbaa, and like Rogen and Eichner don't come to mind as like the duo.
So who do you fix then?
Feitelberg and Clancy. I don't know. I got to think on that because you also need like a fat guy. You need like a fat guy and a skinny guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me think on it.
Is this like a one-time thing?
No, it's a movie, right? It's like
It's a I thought it was like doing like a Broadway show.
No, it's a movie.
no, it's a movie.
It's like a
and-
live version of Lion King.
Okay.
Like, yeah, Bob Fox said it best. Like, you can go ahead and put it in ink. That's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Can you
$1
imagine?
billion?
Yeah, I mean, like that's going to be the biggest movie of all time. So good job by them. Like sometimes when you just give the people what they want, it's just like, yep, this is the perfect cast.
It's
Although-
so funny too, though. Like everyone always complains, like Hollywood's out ideas. They just keep redoing shit. Then they see every time they announce like the new redo, you're like, oh yeah,
It's gonna be fire.
And Hollywood's like those
Well,
dumb motherfuckers, man. They're gonna
1994.
complain about it.
Lion King came out in '94. '94 was arguably like the greatest year that like humans have ever been around. The music, the movies, like everything that happened in 1994 was incredible. Let's just run it back. Let's just do '94 again.
I'm not opposed.
We got Pizza Wars. Papa John's. This is on KFC Radio today. New episode out. Papa John's is blaming their lack of pizza sales on Colin Kaepernick and the national anthem protests.
What?
It's an unbelievable move. We have decided, me and Feitelberg, that we're just going to blame it for everything. You have a bad day at work, fucking Kaepernick. Your wife's like, how come you didn't do this or that? Well, did you know people are kneeling for the anthem? Your boss is mad at you. Can you believe this protest? How am I supposed to work under these
He's
conditions?
America's boogeyman. It's so fucking perfect. Everyone's just like, yeah, well, I mean, the NFL protest kind of fucked us.
Come on. What do you want me to do? So, DiGiorno's, Papa John's, hey, it's just your shitty pizza. And Pizza Hut and DiGiorno's are just putting them in a body bag. DiGiorno's won't stop. DiGiorno's, I think Spider Monkey took control of their account. They're just tweet after tweet after tweet, body bagging them. Pizza Hut was like, our sales are fine. DiGiorno's said, like, better pizza, better sales. DiGiorno's just crushing Papa John's. So it's getting bloody in the pizza streets. I don't know if Papa John's can come back from this one, primarily because their pizza stinks.
To get woke, not even get woke, this is just obvious. You know who the second highest stockholder in Papa John's is?
Pizza Hut, DiGiorno's, whatever.
No, Jerry Jones.
Oh.
And so it's basically like he's almost using this because Papa John's is the official pizza of the NFL, so he's almost using this to flex on Goodell.
Interesting.
Because the CEO was like, the NFL should have nipped this in the bud. He was basically just reading a script that was written by Jerry Jones. And he's smart enough to...
Would you do some research?
I read Twitter. And also, like, they're basically probably just hoping to capitalize on, like, all the fucking redneck idiots. Who are
Right.
Like, I'm only shopping at Papa John's now.
I stand for my anthem and I eat Papa John's.
Speaking of kneeling for the anthem and pizza deliveries, did you see that the only player in Major League Baseball who kneeled for the anthem pulled a gun on his delivery person?
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad look.
Who was that?
The A's
He's
catcher.
a rookie for the A's, Bruce Maxwell.
Why'd he pull a gun on his pizza delivery man?
Shouldn't fucking, I don't know, be late with that pizza.
Apparently. Last topic. I don't know. Feitelberg chimed in on this one on the topics list today. He wants to talk about depressed dogs.
It made me so sad. I only being sad alone. I was like, I gotta tell everybody this.
So dogs stay up at night because they're depressed?
Dogs stay up at night because they're depressed.
But my dog sleeps at night, so he's happy.
But not all night. They get up. It's a happier dog. Well, maybe that. Maybe
my
a happier
dog's
dog.
happy. He sleeps the whole night.
I'll hear my dog like out there, and I'm like, what is she doing?
They're up to mischief, and it's like, no, I'm so depressed.
Right now, and she's just walking around like, I can't believe you turn off the fucking TV. Like, what
I can't even speak. How am I supposed to tell you what I want to do?
What am I supposed to do now? Like, you left the cookies up on the counter. I can't even reach those fucking things.
I don't have opposable thumbs. I can't use the remote.
And like now, I'm just never gonna sleep again. Like I'm gonna hear the
stare at your
click
dog.
clack. I'm just like run out there like, who hurt you? What's wrong? What's the matter, baby? Tell me. I'm gonna set up like fucking. I'm gonna be like Joyce in Stranger Things. We just have like Christmas lights with like
Tell me.
dog treats hanging from them. Like go like eat the ones in front of that letter. What is it, baby? Tell me. Who's fucking with you right now?
My dog is either asleep or if he's depressed, he's got to figure it out himself. I got enough shit to worry about.
But like I'm not gonna sleep
Jared,
anymore
you're
thinking that my
depressed.
dog sleeps.
You're depressed.
Yeah, I'm very
You're
depressed.
a depressed human.
Yeah, but I can just tell
sleep
you
at night?
guys that. I don't go to sleep until like 2 o'clock in the morning, like every single night. I'm like very nocturnal.
Yeah.
Well, you're a depressed person.
I'm like a
Yeah.
3 o'clock guy.
You're both depressed.
2 to 3, yeah.
This is like the
I
depressing
like go to
thing.
bed at 2. I'm probably asleep by 3.
Like it's bad that we're
I'm
together
like
now.
waking up at 3.
Like we're just like the depression boys.
I like that. Depression boys are in the building. You can hear them on section 10.
It's more like squad.
Yeah,
like you
squad.
can't be excited. Like,
Gang.
Listen to us on section 10. It's the depression squad.
Yeah.
All right, that's the rundown. That's it for baseball. We are now into straight football mode, and
Pretty good
Anything
too. Pretty good too. Oh, by the way, speaking of just football mode today, this came to me, and we just talking about the Ezekiel suspension so much. Like, it's really not talked about enough how Tom Brady went to Italy for his suspension and then came back and won the Super Bowl. Goodell was
I think it's talked about sufficiently.
You
I
can't
don't
play
think-
football. And he's like, fine, let's go on vacation with my supermodel wife then. And then came back and won. He won the Super Bowl last year.
Hey, but we got Thursday night Bills Jets tonight, huh? This is the unstoppable force versus the immovable object because this should be like full Jets tank mode. They're about to like they made a trade that Todd Bowles didn't even know about. We got suspensions and Matt Forte is not happy. But is the universe really going to let the Bills be 6-2? Probably not. So what happens tonight? They tie. The Color Rush tie tonight.
I'll talk
Take it to the bank.
talk about it in April on my next rundown appearance.